Crown Jewel is in the bag. It's in the bag. Put the fries in the bag, man. It's over. Crown Jewel is absolutely over. Alright, folks. The Rock did not appear. But who got pumped in the Crown Jewels? Let's talk about it. First match of the evening. The only actual fid that we made covering the pay-per-view, right? The only actual fid we made covering the pay-per-view. And the sad reality of that is there's other stuff on. Now, if you're a football fan, Scottish football fan, you might know about that. If you're a Formula 1 fan, you might know about that as well. But that actually ended up getting cancelled, so there's no real excuse for it. But yeah, we've seen the majority of the matches here. So let's talk about the first one. Roman Reigns and the Usos against the New Bloodline. This didn't do anything for me. I mean, as I said in the video earlier on today, it's like the entrances take about 20 minutes, and then the match itself is just a bit generico. Just a bit generico. They win. You then have the Sami Zayn coming down. They kicks Roman by accident. Ho 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 ho. Brilliant. Real laugh. Not exactly what you want to talk about. The Bloodline win. The Bloodline. Did they win though? Who knows? Like I said, man, if you want to see a proper in-depth version of this, go check out the video earlier. But this is just the prelogue before we get the match of Survivor Series, which will inevitably be better. I mean, it has to be better. Second match, Bianca Belair and Jade Gargle against Damage Control, Metaphor, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Little four-way match for the WWE Tag Team titles. They're all dressed up. We're in a Muslim country. The women can't show any flesh unless you're 6 years old, brother. And then the match itself sucked. I mean, it wasn't that good. The match was shite, to say the least. The match, just the match was dog meat, man. The match was botches left, right, and centre. And someone said in our channel, I can't remember when it was, but they said like, here, if they put that if the men put that match on, they'd get booed out the building. And there's nothing more truer than that. They would. Of course they would, man. Of course they would. But here, the women, we've got to hold them to a different standard. We've got to hold them to a different... Because are people accepting that they're just inferior in the ring? I don't know what people are accepting, but Jesus Christ, I think we just need to accept that the women can't compete with the men. And I think we'll happily move on. Retain their titles, Bianca Belair and Jade Gargle. Right, we then have Seth Rollins against Bronson Reed. I kind of thought Bronson Reed would win this match, and the big man, Seth Rollins, would piss off for like a couple of weeks up to WrestleMania season. But it didn't happen that way. Didn't happen that way. Seth Rollins picks up the victory. Fantastic, brilliant, super curb stomp. The super curb stomp to pick up the victory. We then have our fourth match. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Well, no, sorry. Liv Morgan with Raquel Rodriguez and Dominic Mysterio taking on Nia Jax. I ain't like most girls. Nah, 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 nah. Liv Morgan wins. Raquel Rodriguez prevented Tiffany Stratton for cashing in. Rodriguez then attacked Jax behind the referee's back. That's what made Morgan hit the Oblivion to pick up the victory. After the match, though, Triple H comes out and gives Morgan the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. The whole ceremony they did for that was absolutely pathetic, by the way, may I just add. But anyway, we'll get to that at a later date. Fifth match, Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, KO. Owens attacks Orton with a steel chair before the bell rings. Owens then starts hitting on Orton's chest. He does a flying elbow drop off the steel guardrail. Bang. Owens is getting battered. Orton's getting boomed. Owens is getting battered. They're all getting battered. Who really cares? Who fucking cares? Then we had LA Knight against Carmelo Hayes. I mean, but see the Orton Owens, it's like, you kind of thought this would happen. I mean, I predicted Owens to win, but yeah, and then LA Knight, right, defeats Andrade and Carmelo in a throwaway match that just no one cares about. It was then announced that on Raw in 2 days' time, which I believe is taped in Saudi Arabia, Seth Rollins will battle Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Sheamus in a fatal four-way match. The winner will become #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. The stuff that dreams are made of. Ain't it, my friends? Ain't it? Like, I'm sure we'll probably look at this match in more detail in a Raw preview, but to be honest, this isn't going to be a Raw preview because I think it's going to be taped. So, again, you don't know, guys. You'll have to get back to us on that occasion, definitely. But at the end of the day, I mean, let's look at it again. I mean, Rollins, Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Sheamus. Next pay-per-view Survivor Series, you think they'd go for a decent sized match? I think maybe Seth Rollins could pick up the victory there. Seth frickin' Rollins could get the result there. The result of a lifetime. Seth Rollins, result of a lifetime. Could he get it? Potentially. I mean, I've always said Dominic Mysterio would make for a pretty decent champ. But I don't think they'll crown him at Survivor Series, to be honest, guys. But let's see our next match, which was Cody Rhodes against Gunther. Adrenaline in my soul. Whoa. Cody Rhodes beats Gunther troops. Now, it wasn't a burial. He literally just rolls on top of him. 1, 2, 3, we move on. But it wasn't exactly fantastic at the same time. To end the show, Triple H comes out, poses with Rhodes, who's got the Crown Jewel Championship, and then he poses with Liv Morgan. And as I'm currently watching this, Liv Morgan and Cody Rhodes are getting, and I quote, Super Bowl rings for winning these fake championships. The Saudis, they're going completely and utterly over the top. They're in this like WWE experience building that's got all like the fake belts. I seen it earlier, it showed you like all the merchandise, and like a half of the building was for Stone Cold. A guy that hasn't wrestled, you know, full time. I mean, the guy hasn't really wrestled full time since 2002. His old free run, you know, like lasted a couple of weeks, months, like, but I mean, they're talking like 22 years ago since Austin was really full time, and his last full time year was 2001, so 23 years ago. It's insane. And this guy's selling so much merch. I say this guy, it's fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin, but yeah, Super Bowl rings, all that good stuff. That is your WWE Crown Jewel 2024 pay-per-view review. It ain't a serious pay-per-view. They never are in Saudi. At the start, they tried. Under McMahon, they tried, but under Triple H, they don't really care. So why should we put too much effort into it? Like I said, it's a Saturday night. There's so much more floating about. We watched most of it. So leave your thoughts down below. Cody Rhodes obviously was fat-shaming people the other night, and people didn't take too kind to it, which is kinda funny. But anyway, do you remember who your brother and your daddy are, boy? Boy.